I live on an old farm in England. Upstairs in one of the barns, there's a lot of glass, but it's really old and it's quite thin. You couldn't use it to make a modern house, but I thought what I could do with it was make a greenhouse. The pieces are all different sizes and some different thicknesses. A lot of the pieces are broken, so I'm just going to have to sort through and see what I can do with what I've got. Okay, now I need some wood. We also have a huge amount of old scrap wood under the shed. This is what I will mainly be using for the frame of the greenhouse. All the pieces are random sizes and shapes, so I will probably have to cut them all down. I found quite a few pieces of glass that were all the same size, and I thought they would be good for the sides of the greenhouse. So I started off making the frame for one of these sides. Okay, this just means that I can check the fit without having to lift up pieces of glass all the time. I cut myself a template from plywood to make this easier. My favourite way to make joints in wood like this is a lap joint. It's very basic, but it's something I can do with the tools I have. I just use my little portable saw and I make a lot of cuts along the wood so that I can scrape out the pieces with a chisel. Because I'm using basically all scrap wood, the pieces are kind of random shapes and some of them are wider than others. So I'm going to have to trim these down so that they're all like the same dimensions. While this is kind of annoying, this timber hasn't cost me any money, so I can't complain that much. It's basically all the wood for this project so far for free. Once I'd worked out the first frame for one of the sides, I copied it to make the other side. So I've marked these out now and I need to cut slots to a 2 centimeter depth, I think, so that I can fit these. I'm making a lap joint to slot these into. Okay, day 4. So I'm doing okay on this. I've made the 2 long sides, the back, and I now think I need to make a roof or start on the roof, which I'm a bit unsure about. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I've built this, but I haven't actually put anything together yet. So it's all just loose in case I need to change any things. But I think I probably need to, basically, I think I need to cut them. Okay, so to make my life easy and to get the maximum height headroom in the small greenhouse, I'm going to make the angle at the top 45 degrees. Is that 45 degrees? 45 degrees, I think. Okay, I think actually I'm realizing that maybe I have to put it together, put the sides together, because that will affect the size of these rafters. Okay, I guess I have to glue this all together then. This project is turning out to be a lot more work than I expected, but I should have guessed that before I started. Today I would really like to finish the roof, get that done, and then maybe try and put in the door frame. So to make the pieces of glass that I have, which are all random sizes, fit, I've had to make some of my rafters wider than others. If I had thought about this at the beginning, I could have made them all an equal size and distributed it across the length of the roof, but I didn't think about that, so I'm just having to add these two wider ones at this end, which I don't mind. I think these are like quirky things which make it look handmade and give it character, so that's fine with me. In some of the pictures that I've been looking at for inspiration, the greenhouses have got a window in the roof that you can open, and I thought that might be quite a good thing to have. And I found this old window in the barn, and I'm wondering if I can just put this into the frame of the roof maybe so it can open. Needs a good clean, and I might trim it down a bit first. So this is my glass mock-up. I'm going to have these strips of glass in the roof, separated by rafters. This is one half, that's the other half. This section I need to build a frame for the window to go in. And then I have to cut rebates in all my rafters, so that's next. The kind of greenhouse I was trying to make is the type that has bricks on the bottom third of it, and then wooden frame for the rest. Okay, next I need to lift this thing up, put it on here, this old chicken perch as a platform, so that I can put in the door frame. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, let's see. I needed to build a door frame though into one end, and I thought that this needed to extend below so that it could fit into the bricks. So this is why I put the frame on the chicken perch, so that I had room to build in the door frame. Okay, I have to now on this side build a kind of door frame, and then we're going to have glass in the sides. And this should be the last bit of woodwork, which I am very pleased about. Some of my wood joints I fixed with dowels because I think that looks really nice. I would have liked to have done that for all of the joins, but actually a lot of them I just used screws because it was easier. I would be lying if I said I wasn't getting tired of this. Oh my goodness. Just the woodworking bit just feels like it's been going on forever. Okay. So yesterday I pretty much finished the frame of the greenhouse. I'm really pleased with it mostly, except this morning I realized that I made a mistake yesterday. Actually, when I put in the door frame, these two pieces that I cut, I accidentally put this one wide side forwards and the other one the other way. So that means they're not the same size. It means that the door frame is not really level or straight, which isn't ideal, but also there's nothing I can do now. I'm just gonna have to hope for the best. It might mean that the door doesn't close or fit perfectly, but this is only a greenhouse. It doesn't need to be watertight, and I'm hoping that whatever I can do will be good enough. I still need to make the door, but I'm so relieved to be finally done with most of the woodworking. I'm putting in this frame as like a template, and it's basically sacrificial. I know it's going to rot because it's in contact with the earth, but it's just going to be the outline. I'm going to put the bricks on top. It will keep everything hopefully level while I'm building it. I decided to pull up the brick paths I made on my vegetable patch and use these bricks for the greenhouse. I'm going to put in some other kind of paths or do something completely different with the vegetable patch later this year. I also found some more pieces of stone to make a little path inside the greenhouse. I plan to have plants growing on either side along the walls, but I need somewhere in the middle that I can walk to get to them. When it was time to put the frame on top of the bricks, I got some help from Mike and Brad, who were cutting the grass that day, which was really good because there's no way I could have lifted it on my own. I was really nervous about this because I just didn't know at this point if it was going to fit, but luckily it did, and it actually fitted really well considering that everything was a little bit wonky because of the way I'd built it. So the greenhouse frame has survived the night. It stayed up, it didn't fall down. Today I need to put in the glass, but I am a little bit apprehensive about the stability of it all. So I put some wooden stakes in the ground, initially on the outside. In the end, I moved them to the inside. I didn't film that bit. When they were all screwed together, it did feel a lot stronger. For the roof glass, I just slid the pieces upwards along the rebates I'd cut, and I used glazing clips, which are just little pieces of metal that allow the glass panels to rest on each other. After this, I was exhausted and I really wanted to just be done. I actually thought that I was finished, and then I remembered that I needed to make the door. The pieces of glass I had left over for the door were all random shapes. which meant that I had to cut special spaces for each piece of glass, which meant loads of shaped pieces of timber and loads of rebates. Everything was a different measurement, which was just so frustrating. But as it was the last thing I had to do, I just pushed through it. I do feel like now this project is done, I never want to cut another rebate or lap joint again. Oh my goodness, I am at the point with this project of going crazy. Like, I'm just rushing to finish this. This has all turned out to just take so much longer than I ever imagined. Oh no. This is definitely not my best work at all. It is pretty sloppy, but hopefully it will be functional. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't fit. At this point in the project, I didn't have much patience left, so I just roughly cut some off the top of the door, and it did actually fit. Oh my goodness, it's warm in here. Wow. Oh wow. Awesome. I love it. So, the greenhouse is finished. I love it so much. I'm so happy. This project has taken so much longer than I thought it would though. I gave myself 2 weeks thinking that I would get the whole job done in the 2 weeks, and it just has taken longer than that. I can't even remember now when I started. This project though is absolutely one of those things where, had I known how much work it was going to be before I started, I would probably never have done it. So in a way, it's kind of good that I just blundered into this unaware of what was involved, because once I was already into it, I wasn't going to stop. So I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. I hope it lasts long enough to make all the effort worth it. It hasn't cost me any money, really. I mean, I bought a bit of glue, but that was it. All the timber, all the glass was from around the farm. I did actually break one of the pieces of glass when I was putting it in, and another piece has cracked. So I will have to get another little piece of glass for that space. But otherwise, I'm so happy with how it is looking.